the biggest entrepreneur platform on the planet. This is Business Rockstars. This is Business Rockstars, and today we're talking to Elise Mitchell. She is the CEO of Mitchell Communications Group, just wrote the book, Leading Through the Turn. So I know this is based upon a larger metaphor for life and work, so explain to me what that metaphor is.
Okay, so one of the things that I ran into as a real challenge in my entrepreneurial experience was there was a period of time when all I thought about, honestly, was winning at work and was building this business.
I think everyone can relate to feeling that way at some point or maybe every day.
Well, and it's okay to lean into those times. You do need to. But for me, it became a period of years where I was so focused on that other parts of my life were suffering. I just wasn't paying as much attention to my family or my own personal health. And I knew that needed to change. And my husband and I looked at each other and we said, we haven't been on a vacation together in a long time, building 2 careers, raising children. So in a moment of insanity, I agreed to get on the back of his motorcycle and take a 10-day trip. And I thought, this is going to be uncomfortable. But you know what? I got on the back of his bike and I never looked back. I was hooked. Motorcycling was the most exciting and intoxicating way to travel. And most importantly, it reawakened in me a sense about the joy in the journey and the need to really experience life. So it's not just about the destination, although I was very goal-oriented and that's a good thing, but I was missing the ride of my life along the way, and motorcycling changed that.
Yeah, and you are a great leader. You write about leadership and you lead a team and really bring them together. So first of all, take me to the beginning. How did you start this business? What was the inspiration?
Yeah, well, you know, I've been in public relations my entire career, and as they say, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. So I've been very fortunate to be able to follow my passion and follow my dreams. And I worked both in agency life and corporate life, but then when my husband and I were moving to a rather small market in the middle of the U.S. is when I had the opportunity to start my business. And I remember very specifically the day that I told my boss I was leaving, I slid a proposal across the table to him. And I said, I'm leaving. That's the bad news. The good news is I'm starting a company and I want you to be my first client. And he only took 24 hours to say yes. So that's a good lesson for entrepreneurs is you have a dream and a passion, then take that first step, you know, really make it happen.
And don't be afraid to ask.
Don't be afraid to ask.
That was a very big ask, but it came into fruition. That's awesome.
And from there, it took off. And for the first 10 years, it grew fairly steadily. And then right around 2008, 2009, we went through a period of exponential growth. We grew over 500% in 5 years. It was a crazy, chaotic time. We learned so much during that period of time. And then eventually, at the end of 2012, we sold the company. And so today, we're part of a global network.
Okay, so we have time for one more lesson from your book. What is something that you want to leave our audience with?
I think one of my favorite lessons in the book is it was a crossroads moment in the growth of our company when we were going through that rapid period of growth. When I began to realize that I had been able to do all of the things in the business. That's how I started it. I swept the floors and locked the doors and did all of the billing and got all the clients. But doing all of those things is not what would get us to the next level. And in fact, I probably was becoming a bit of a bottleneck to our company's growth. And so I had to make a very intentional choice to focus on what only I could and should be doing and to give the rest of it away, which is the hardest thing that entrepreneurs do, which is turning over all of the things that you initially were good at to help build the business. But if you really want to get your business to the next level, you need to be able to empower and equip those around you and focus your sights on learning again as a leader and shooting for the next level and how to get there. And for me, that was considering things like buying other companies or selling ours, getting a lot more strategic about finance, developing a growth plan, things that were, I think, much more advanced in my leadership skill set. But I'd been too busy in the business, so I wasn't working on the business. That was a really important
It takes a lot of trust because as an entrepreneur, your business is your baby. So to give responsibilities to other people, I think, is very, very hard.
Yeah.
But how do you make sure that you are trusting the right people and empowering them to really follow through?
If you get good people in your business, and we work so hard to do it, if you get them, you want to keep them, but they're not going to stay with you if you don't share. So I call that being a leader who releases rather than a leader who holds tightly. And part of that is having a good understanding of what their interests and their capabilities are, matching those things up, handing off programs that might be a stretch assignment for them, but you can see them developing and growing as a leader. And they will stay with you if they see upside for themselves. Because who wants to stay with a leader who holds on to all the good stuff? You know, people don't want that. They're going to leave and find new opportunities for themselves. So you have to be a leader who releases.
So true. Such good stuff. Elise, thank you so much for your time and your insights. Learned a lot today.
Good. It was a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Elise Mitchell, she is the CEO of Mitchell Communications Group.